welcome to All Things Career Services with TNT. I'm Dr. Tracy Spots.
And I'm Tatyana Gause.
And listen, friends, we got another doozy for you today. We've got one of my favoriteest people on the entire planet, Casey Midkiff, here today to talk about the power of belonging. Casey, what is it that you do here at BCTC?
Hi, I'm the coordinator of the Comprehensive Transition and Postsecondary program. So I work with adult students who might be on the autism spectrum or have other neurodiversities.
Oh, very cool. So we just have a series of questions, and we're going to talk to you, like I said, about the power of belonging. So are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about your role as the CTP coordinator and what the program is all about?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So this program is for students on the autism spectrum or other neurodiversities who may need some help transitioning from high school to the college world. There are a lot of differences between high school and college, but the biggest one is accessibility. So I help them manage all of those factors that go together with accessibility.
Gotcha.
When you think about belonging on the college campus, what does that mean to you and why is it so important for students?
I think belonging is a really good topic for college. If students can find one person to bond with or relate with while they're going through school, they are more likely to finish their degree. And I think that belonging really helps just for social skills, for community building. It's a really important trait that we instill in the next generation.
How do you see belonging impacting a student's confidence, motivation, or academic success?
Belonging is very important because it helps students to show up as themselves and to learn to be their authentic selves. And once we can do that, we can be confident in who we are. It also helps with academic success if someone else believes in us or is encouraging. And so I think that it can help just create a better environment for everyone.
In your experience, what are some challenges students face when it comes to feeling like they belong, especially students with unique learning needs or backgrounds?
I think it's a universal thing with humans that we all want to belong. We want to have a space that we are part of. And it's really difficult when you have something that's different. Sometimes you might have a physical disability and people see that, so they know to expect it. But sometimes disabilities or chronic illnesses or mental health, it's invisible. So people walk around feeling like an imposter. And so sometimes when that happens, it's hard to feel like you belong. So joining groups on campus or trying out different departments like tutoring or student success or the den, those are other ways for students to find a way to belong. And sometimes students don't have a lot of experience advocating for themselves, asking for help, knowing how to ask, and they really don't want to cause extra work for people. So sometimes it's hard to break through that wall and say, hey, this is what is going on with me and I need some help.
Can you share a story or example of a time when you saw a student's sense of belonging make a real difference in their journey?
Yes, one of my students, I actually went on to hire him because he had finished my program, but he was wanting to continue to work for his associate's degree. So I told him if he came to work for me that I would still, coach him, mentor him from the side. And giving him that title and a role within our program after graduating from our program really bolstered him. And it gave him just more confidence. It gave him just a place to belong and to help other people. And it has really been amazing watching him mature and grow into his own person.
That's awesome.
What are some ways faculty, staff, and peers can help create a more inclusive and welcoming campus environment?
I think for the campus environment, one thing I love about BCTC is that we do have a lot of elements of universal design. Universal design makes life easier for everyone. We showcase it a lot with people with disabilities, but curb cutouts are good for everybody, right? Signage is good for everybody. So when we add in those things, it makes people not have to ask for help. It just is already there. You can do that in your classroom. You can do it in your Blackboard shell. You can do it any area of life. So I think that having that universal design and making it easy enough for students to find their way or know how to ask is really important.
How does the CTP program help foster belonging for its students both inside and outside of the classroom?
I work really closely with the students' parents and family members or guardians, which is kind of different in college. But at first, I work with them and help them to do a guided release of their student. A lot of times, the parent has been the driving force behind their education for 12 plus years. And when high school ends, a lot of that extra support also ends. So families are kind of in a difficult situation. So I help parents go from the pilot seat to the co-pilot seat. Also with students, we come together in cohorts, go to class together, work together. I'm always getting them to meet with new people, go to the tutoring center, let's go to the den, talk to financial aid, meeting people on campus, just knowing where to go. And that has helped a lot of belonging. And we've had a lot of good experiences on campus. I'm grateful that no matter where we are, people are gracious and help students no matter their ability level.
Career Services often talks about belonging in professional spaces too. How can students carry the same sense of belonging into internships, jobs, or career opportunities?
So belonging when you're in the professional space is often called fit. Well, it's not just a good fit. You're just not a good fit here. Or the opposite. You are a great fit here. What a great fit. They're going to do great things here. So we don't often call it belonging, but it's also really important when you work for big institutions, being able to connect to the mission really helps you to feel you belong. And just day-to-day conversations. Hey, how are you doing? Commenting on someone. Are you doing okay today? Is there anything I can help you with? Building those relationships help you feel like you belong on the day-to-day. And then I think the cross department meetings really help because you can network with other people who can help you along in your career. I do think that all the emotional intelligence type activities we can do at work are really important for belonging and helping people to grow professionally and to really connect to their work. And if people are engaged in their work, they're going to do better work.
That's true. For students who might be struggling to find their place, what advice would you give them?
My best advice would be to take the next best step. So if you see someone and you think of something to say, try to say it. Have a little confidence and jump out there and say, hey, I saw you were doing this in class. Can you tell me more about it? Or try out some events, try out some new food, try some new opportunities on campus. You might surprise yourself where you might meet some friends or even just some acquaintances. You don't have to be best friends with people just to feel like you belong. But take the first step, and your brain might be lying to you and telling you that you don't belong, you don't fit in, you're not worth it, you shouldn't be here. But it's not always right. Sometimes that's just anxiety and your brain's way of trying to keep you safe. So just take one brave step and talk to someone.
And then looking ahead, what are some goals or initiatives for strengthening belonging and inclusion within the CTP program or across campus?
Last semester, we were really fortunate to partner with SGA and PTK, which is the honor group, fraternity. Is it fraternity? Oh, whichever group. The honors group here at BCTC. And it's been awesome because now my students will see other students in the hall and they'll say, hey, or those students will drop by and offer help or play a game of chess in the library. So we're just going to try to partner up with more groups just to give students access to other opportunities and meet new people.
Well, Casey, thank you so much for being on our podcast today. That was wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we will be back again next week with another episode of All Things Career Services with TNT. We'll talk soon.